Yeah, he just beat up. Yeah. If I say it's his finger, somebody going to grab his finger in the bottom of a pile or something. You know, if I say it's his elbow, somebody going to kick him in the elbow. So he's just beat up.
Dabo, the lack of passing game execution you alluded to, what are the little things you would like to see cleaned up to maybe get that improved this week?
Well, catch the ball. That's number one. We missed a couple throws. You know, a big one to Antonio, wide open, and we miss it. Then you make the perfect throw, and we drop it. And those are plays that we made. And then, we had the one protection. So you just got to put it together. I mean, huge. If you know what you're looking at, I mean, we got to play to Brenny that's probably going to go 40 to 50 yards. Maybe score if he breaks one tackle. And he's getting ready to throw the ball on time, and Blake kind of opened up, turned the corner, and the guy hits him, and we don't cut the linebacker properly, and next thing you know, he's hit. And it's a play that never happens, right? So just we've got to capitalize, and we don't have that type of room for error right now. And so we got to capitalize on just the layups, the plays that are there. We got to do anything spectacular. We got to make the plays that are there. And we dropped 2 slants or first downs that are critical, and again, then we missed a couple plays, but we had 5 drops in the game. So you look up and you go, well, okay, that's where you are. So again, we had a lot of indicators for winning in that game. We hit just about every indicator that usually says we win, but we didn't win. So it's one of those outliers, and so it's pretty easy to evaluate why we didn't win. Turnovers, missed plays, big plays, poor red zone defense. It's really simple.
Dabo, with the amount of young coaches around a couple years ago when Mack Brown slides out of the TV booth and into the coaching realm again, did you genuinely think he'd be able to slide in and turn a program this quickly, or did you not?
Absolutely. He's Mack Brown. I mean, what in his history says he wouldn't be successful? There's nothing in his background that says he wouldn't be successful. He's been successful his entire life. All right, maybe he's had a window here or there where it's been better than others at other times, but he was very successful at North Carolina the first time. He's national championship coach at Texas, had a great run there. There's nothing that would make you say, yeah, that's not going to work. He's a good coach, and he's a great person, and he's can recruit and organize and lead. That's what it takes. And there's nothing in his background that says that to me that would make you think that's not going to work. So he's done a great job. I mean, he's done a really, really good job. And is this 3 or 4? What year is this? Is this his 3rd year or 4th year? 4th year? 5th year? I don't even know. We played him in 19. Was that the first year? So there you go. 19, 20, 22. So 4th year? 4th year. Hey, he's done a great job. Guy had two great quarterbacks roll through there with Ohio, and he's glad he's gone. Now you look up and hear this guy. But I knew Drake. We recruited Drake, so great kid, great family. Tar Heel family, and you just he loves it and he bleeds it, and he'll be a tough out.
I'm sure the ball security issues are certainly not for lack of emphasis in practice.
Yep.
What more can you do? And is this just something that pops up like with Maffa? It wasn't even jarred loose. The guy was at his legs and it just comes
Yeah, the ball's just out. Yeah, I mean it's not, but the ball's out. Right. I mean you just have to point out. And every day the ball in track, the ball, what we call BIJs, balls in jeopardy, and just track it and in your film, and that's football though, y'all. I mean it's crazy, I mean maybe we could say, all right, we're gonna start with your pinky toe, we'll cut it off next fumble and just kind of go from there, and short of that, I don't know what else. That might be a little extreme. What do you think? It's just your pinky. Little piggy. We'll just start right there and see if we can get it stopped.
Did you think you guys were close to getting Drake?
I think we were definitely in it with him. Yeah, I think he really liked it. Like I said, great family. I think we were definitely in it with him. We recruited his brother hard too, for basketball. So I think we were in it, but I'm pretty sure he was going to North Carolina all along. But he at least talked to us.
Dabo, some Tennessee fans took exception to your comment on the radio show a couple weeks ago where you said something about them flipping burgers and maybe not focused on. And now there's a movement afoot apparently to send you spatulas. Have you received?
I have not, but I did hear that. But that's just a classic example of people just hear what they want to hear. And I actually was paying them a compliment. I was really more challenging our guys in that we were talking. I don't even know what it was. We were talking about finishing and how hard it is to win. And you're sitting there and you forget this. And I'm talking about our guys. Like, you say, okay, well, man, you've got a path that's clear, but you have to finish. And I just made the point. I mean, with the team we're getting ready to play, I mean, this team is, okay, they just got to do this and do that. Then next week, they just can sit at home and flip burgers and watch all the championship games they're in, right? But you got to finish. And it's not anything against Tennessee, man. I got all the respect in the world for Tennessee. People just hear what they want to hear, whatever. I'm so sure. There's not a shot at them at all. It just was what had just happened. And was talking about our guys and how we've got to finish, and the path is clear and so forth. But again, that just comes with the territory. It doesn't matter what you say. People hear what they want to hear and take what they want to take and create whatever narrative they want. That's my world.
What's it like to have? I saw Tony Dungy walking out
Yeah.
Saturday. What's it like to kind of have a player or a coach of his caliber visit and
Yeah, Tony's a good friend. I mean, he's one of my mentors and one of the people that I respect most in life. And he just reached out and wanted to come to the game, so I was glad he was able to come and bring his son with him. But he's just a special person, and again, somebody that I really have always admired and was a mentor to mine before I even knew him. So it's good to, forge that relationship with him over the last several years.
I know you've spoken out that you kind of favored divisional play, but now that it's going to change, what do you see as the pros and cons next season?
I mean, again, yeah, I've always kind of said, hey, let's have the division. I just think it's good, but we've been there, done that too in 20. When they just said one league and all that. We had 15 teams that year, but the way it's all going, I mean, it's not really worth offering an opinion on it right now anyway, because it's all going to change. 5 years from now, we got a different conversation. So it is what it is, So I mean, whatever we did, all I'm focused on is trying to win consistently, so that we can have a shot. And that's the key. If you're not a consistent winner, you're not gonna last. So that's what I focus on. Whether it's a division or just one league or whatever, we just got to win the game we're playing. And then you look up at the end of the year and you say, okay, you count it all up and say, all right, how did we do? And you're either good enough or you're not. And 7 out of the last 8 years, we've been good enough to get there. And so we're thankful to have that opportunity this year. And obviously, wish we were 12-0, but whether you're 12-0 or 10-2, it don't matter. You got to go. It's these 4 quarters. Doesn't matter. You still got to win this game. You don't get any bonus points.
Do you like the fact that it can ensure that the top 2 teams in the league?
Yeah, I mean, I think that's why they're doing it. I mean, everybody gets that. It's more. I think it's more aligned to what's coming in college football. That's what it's all about. But that's going to change too. I mean, when this thing does go to 12 teams or whatever it's going to, I mean, some of these championship games are going to be irrelevant. They're going to be a lot of these teams that you're not even going to play your best players. Because you're going to be in. It's going to be all about the playoff. And if you're in, regardless of what happens, I mean, it's similar to the NFL. It's not going to be as important. in a lot of ways. So that eventually will come, but we're not there yet. Probably got another year or two before that happens. So, but definitely, gives you the best chance to, from a TV. That's TV wanting it to get the, whoever the two best teams are. And you see that in some of these leagues around where they've got a lot of really great teams. And, you can't predict that. I think when they probably put this, I don't know this, but when they probably put this league together, I'm sure in the beginning it was like, okay, let's set it up for Florida State and Miami, right? Because that's, Clemson at the time was not, we were just a solid team, right? And just didn't work out that way. But you don't ever know who's going to become great and who's going to, you change up the division, you start chasing that. Well, as soon as you do that, then this team gets good. And so I think it just kind of eliminates that and to where you can get the two best teams. Because like I said, unlike the way it is now, in years past, so you think back 12, 13, and 14, we were pretty good. But we didn't get to play for the championship, right? And because we lost to Florida State. And, whatever, in those years. I think we beat them somewhere in there. But we didn't win the division, right? And so we didn't get to go to Charlotte. But we were probably the second best team. And so, TV wants a better matchup. And then from a league standpoint, again, where it's going, you get more of an opportunity to maybe get, a couple teams in there and that type of stuff. So, again, you look around and you got some of the league championships, the next best team's not playing in the game. But that's the way the structure is right now in our league. And I don't know if other leagues are heading that way, but again, it's probably not going to matter at all in a couple of years anyway.
Any questions for Coach from Zoom? Anybody else in the room?
Hey, Dabo.
Go ahead, Anna.
This is Anna. It seems like Drake Maye is often most dangerous when he's throwing on the run. How do you limit that from happening? And then if it does happen, what is critical for the linebackers and secondary so that, something doesn't hit downfield? Yeah,
well, you have to be multiple with him, first of all. You got to change your pitches up. But I think the biggest thing is you got to be very disciplined with your rush lanes. He's just very savvy in the pocket, and he'll step up, he'll slide, he'll spin out. You've seen him do all those things on tape. He is a very good thrower on the run. He made some throws going to his left, turning back, throwing across, same thing to the right. He's a very creative player, and he's a very confident and poised player. He's just very poised. So you got to try to keep him in the pocket the best you can. And so the number one thing you got to do is you got to win your matchup up front, but you got to have good rush lane integrity. And then you've got to be able to, if he especially if you're playing some man coverage, because he recognizes those things, and he will find a lane on. He's their leading rusher. So he'll find a lane on you in a heartbeat and make you pay. So, and when you're playing zone, you've got to really do a good job with your eyes and getting to him if he does break contain somehow. So easier said than done. That's why he's a great player.
RJ had some pretty impactful plays on Saturday before the targeting call. Does anything change this week in terms of game prep or game plan, considering you can only play half the game on Saturday?
Not really. It's next man up situation, but you're aware of who's in the game, from your personnel standpoint. But RJ has really had a good year for us. He's taken a big step for us. He's become a very consistent player. He's very instinctive, very savvy, and really excited about just where he is in his development right now. He's in a good place. So we're going to miss him for sure for the first half. But, we've got to just make sure that who's in there is comfortable and ready to go. Makuba and JP have played a lot of football, so, they should be fine.
The transfer portal will open, I guess, in less than a week now. When you assess your roster, are there any positions that you feel like you might need to try to help address through the portal?
Who knows? We'll see what happens. We're no different than anybody else. I think everybody's susceptible to transition, but as I sit here right now, I don't know. we'll see. We love our signing class. You know, we think we've addressed our needs based on what we know right now. But again, you know, who knows what's coming down the pipe? You know, nobody knows that. So it's a real-time world every single day where we are right now in college football.
Yeah, but I think on the broadcast they said that there were some DBs kind of arguing and frustrated. So is that just, did you hear anything about that, or is that just part of?
For us?
Yes, sir.
No, I didn't. I don't. They probably were, but I didn't hear that. But you know, we had some critical mistakes, and you know, everybody wants to win, and you know, when you have one guy in football not do his job properly, and it affects everybody, you know, it leads to some frustration. But you know, that's just part of it. But I didn't. First I've heard of that.
Dabo, that trip to Chapel Hill back in 2019, pretty gutsy win for you guys, stopping the 2-point conversion. Anything that sticks out about that game?
Yeah, it was just a funky day. You know, couldn't quite get out of our way. A bunch of missed opportunities. Had some critical drops in that game as well. They had a couple big plays on us, but you know, just a hard-fought game, and the stop at the end was epic. It's a great win for us.
Anyone else for Coach? All right, thank you.
All right, see y'all up there.
So you decided against that Auburn.
Oh yeah.